good mind. Obviously has great genes. Gene Bartow, former coach of UCLA and Memphis. So he grew up with that time going the defensive glass. So far, Kentucky's done a pretty good job, other than that second foul on Harrelson, not giving up offensive boards.
Knight with a long three, and what a pretty-looking jump shot from Brandon Knight.
Yeah,
I thought we would see some zone from the Buccaneers tonight. Knight with a long three.
Speaking of a player, you better get a hand in his face.
John Calipari at the shoot-around today said the only time we've seen him play 1-3-1 is never as Knight hits, but he said we might see some people play 1-3-1 against us after.
But you could play on both sides of the basketball court.
Knight, wow. What a
giving up a layup.
Knight, tough shot by Brandon Knight as he got it to go off the wind. His debut since Jules Kamara in 1998. As Jones adds to those numbers.
And Robin Smelders, who's playing pro ball in Germany. All excellent players for this team. Here's Brandon Knight. And what is Brandon Knight will reset. Tries to take Waterford one-on-one. 8-0 start for Kentucky. Knight splits the D and hits the floater.
So smooth with the back.
The junior from Modesto, California, taking over the point guard role, vacated by T.J. Campbell. Knight answers with a three.
That one was from NBA range. And how that happened.
For 4 as he misses another look from 3. Brandon Knight pushes the Cats all the way to the rim. Brandon Knight. Kentucky by 18. Jones at the high post. Nice look to the outside for Brandon Knight. Those two were really enjoying. Thought the shot clock was winding down there. There was a fresh 35 because of the foul. That's just freshman unawareness from Tanner Riley on that possession.
Well, if that's freshman unawareness down there,
his teammates tell him exactly what went on there.
Brandon Knight was so smooth.
Cade Davis misses his first look. This is Knight splitting 2 defenders, and the teardrop goes.
He is a shot maker.
Knight tries the early 3. 6 for 6. Cats batting 1,000 on the floor. 10 to shoot. Knight. Bam. Largest lead for Kentucky. Kid has a lot of courage.
Oklahoma played matchup zone and man-to-man in the first half. They opened the second, straight man-to-man.
Brandon Knight, count it and 1.
To defend, straight man-to-man. He has a very good understanding of foot fakes.
And they're all over Knight out front. Nice pick.
Beautiful offense and a goaltend call. Count the basket for Brandon Knight. 8 years.
And one way to defuse this great pressure defense is to use screens. I don't know if you're going to be effective with the bounce. He was that time.
Knight was effective with the bank. Yeah, it's a track meet, Jay, as we predicted. They can't wait to get going in the offensive direction. Brandon Knight to the bucket. Shot wouldn't drop for Benoit Overton, a senior from Seattle, member of the Pac-10 All-Defensive team last year. How about that? Step into the shot by Brandon Knight.
What a call. Change one on the back. Watch this cross, though. Ooh. Get those puppies moving the other direction.
He's not as fast as John Wall, but a much better shooter.
Look at this use of the step. The Euro.
Brandon. Team foul against the Huskies. Brandon Knight, that's a deep 2. His feet were on the line. Turned and faced the bucket.
Yeah, the defender foul, Sean.
They show a little more poise. Harrelson did a nice job.
Knight down the lane for 2 more.
Speed. The open floor, you set up to pick up the charge, the slide by, the kiss at the end. And right.
And Liggins for Kentucky.
Not a whole lot of play diagramming right now.
Knight, count it. And a chance for the old-fashioned 3.
A lot more ball screens with Brandon Knight because he can shoot it so effectively.
Team member last year. And he's right up on Knight again. Knight went by him. into the bucket.
Well, this could really...
Knight drops it in off a beautiful pass from DeAndre Liggins. Looks like Overton's cramping up a little bit. Something's wrong.
They run that play great, don't they? That back. Yeah. Knight. Soft touch.
Hasn't he heard about concussions? Knight gets free and finally gets a three-pointer. Lost it on the dribble, well defended by Lamb. Knight the other way, lays it in.
I'm down, so Boston changing the defense from possession to possession, depending if they make or miss.
Tough runner, Brandon Knight gets his first field goal. Got hit in the thigh on that last shot.
Yeah, and Dave, you know that with Harrelson going out as Brandon Knight knocks down a three, it's not so much about he's getting tired because he's played 8 minutes, playing 3 nights in a row. Great block that time by Jones.
He starts the break. Knight tries to finish, and he'll go to the line.
Good outlet pass, driving DeAndre, kicks it back opposite. And that's what Knight needs to do, just take the easy shot. I don't know.
Lamb with a steal off the full court pressure. And Knight able to convert.
And I like what...
Knight again.
And Duran, Lamb, and DeAndre.
Knight. Gets the block. And now the defensive rebound in the outlet. Brandon Knight gets the bucket. Holland couldn't get it to go. Knight.
It's stolen away by Harrelson. Turnovers have been a problem for North Carolina this year as Knight uses his strength.
Come in the paint area. North Carolina on the 6-0 run over the last 2 minutes. This kid has a terrific stroke. That's
a lot of experience over the summer playing in Las Vegas with the U.S. Select team. Knight, and he answers. Knocked away, loose, picked up, Lamb, 3-on-2. The kick, Knight, rise and fire.
good. That's where they can really thinking hard, quick too. But taking the time they're thinking 3.
Knight drive, fire, got it.
Well done, well done. They just cleared the side.
Zone look by the Irish. Brandon Knight 3, got it. 17th. Hood in the lineup for Kentucky. He and Knight in the backcourt. Knight pull-up jumper, got it. Smooth shot. And that's one of the few turnovers in the half. Only the second for the Irish. Knight on the drive off the glass with a scoop shot. A good-looking move. Knight on a runner. Nice move. They're asking all the right questions. You like being around them. Tie game. The quickness of Kentucky off the bounce, Brad. They're not playing around. And Knight says, go, 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 or set a pick for him, and he takes the shot and buries it. Brad, Kentucky is really good at working off tonight. Here goes Knight from three-point land. Talk about a dagger in your guts at the 10-minute mark. Best driver that Notre Dame can put on the floor. And then there's the scoring of Brandon Knight again.
Harrison Moore. Oladipo turns it over. Here comes Knight. Gets it back from Jones and lays it in. Nice play. The two guys executed so well. Getting back and forcing a turnover. Knight for 3. Knight again.
Jay Cox. And that, a pretty runner by Brandon Knight.
Classic.
We talked about it at a broadcast here earlier as Knight steps up and knocks down. Harrelson with the rebound and mercilessly Whoa! Mercilessly, one of the most disjointed sequences of the season comes to an end with Brandon Knight rattling home the half-court heave.
Well, you called it, Dave, just scrambling out there defensively. Finally came up with the basketball, and Brandon Knight just kind of nonchalantly throws it up, it banks.
Kyle, for people that don't ever see a Kentucky practice,
On your wrist, maybe you're breaking your wrist or having some kind of injury there.
Knight up and under. And goes and gets his own. What a hit.
Not try to throw an elbow, but it's okay to use your elbows for protection. Nice drive that time by Brandon Knight. The sea just kind of parted.
Of the Winthrop Eagles out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Knight. Oh, he got a good look.
And very good recognition from Terrence Jones. He saw the double team coming towards him, gave the ball that ball down, and Liggins, when he gets his feet set, very good standstill three-point shooter.
What a move by Brandon Knight. He really kicked in the afterburner. Off the pick and roll is cut off. Oh. Got bumped a little bit. Put his
A shot they get.
They go down to Miller. And he swings it tonight.
Turned out pretty well.
Nice look by DeAndre Liggins. And Knight, as you said, not only fast but strong. Great.
And steal that back by going over the top. Just a great pass and good finish by Knight in a little shove.
Couldn't get the follow. Nice lead by Liggins. Oh, what a pretty play. Second time. Long three-pointer by Middleton won't go.
And again, we talked about unselfish play. Duran Lamb giving it back that time to Brandon Knight for the dunk. Unselfish play, just a pass ahead by Duran Lamb. Brandon Knight with the two-handed slam. Looks like that knee's feeling pretty well.
To Miller, compensating in a 2-3 matchup zone. Knight, first shot of the game is a three, and it's dead on. 30 on the shot clock. Alley-oop. Harrelson. Hasn't used anything but his own defense so far in this first half. Knight knocks down his second three of the game. Pass to Miller, kicks it out to Knight. That's good. The lead is now 22. About 5 or 6 inches difference. Well, the small lineup is answered with Baggins now. Knight.
Oh, what a move by Knight. And passing ability, where your hurt is, everybody has to be able to get to the glass, and you cannot leave number 12. Brandon Knight is a terrific three-point.
15-foot runner. Gets his own rebound and sticks it in. Russ Smith just checked in for Siva. Gets back, and meanwhile, Brandon Knight knocks down a triple.
Well, he's got to really add to the lead.
Knight driving to the bucket. Count it. Clinic. Kentucky coming in to the Yum Center and eating good in the first half.
Because he's shown there nice footwork, good balance. But trying to challenge off the dribble against taller defenders has been a problem, and that's a goaltend by James. Through it.
Knight.
You count that all day. That's ATM time right there. When that young fella has his feet set.
When Kentucky needs a basket. Knight lets it go and hits. He's a freshman.
Knight and Kentucky on the board. As hard as possible. Throw some new things at them tonight as well. Let's see how they react. Knight goes left. And the freshman point guard Knight took that one. Knight.
Kick out. Knight got it. Knight. Smack talk on the back end. Outlets it to Lamb. Heaves it up. There's Harrelson. Knight for three. Boom!
And he's had a steady game tonight in taking care of the basketball and running the offense.
Knight slices, dices, and lays it in. Quick hands. Slap back to Penn. Blocked. Another block.
Where teams really know you about communicating on defense, switching on defense. But it's a talented young team. What a time to finally get a three-point shot from the talented freshman from Atlanta. Knight answers with a two. Knight floater, got it. Nerve the lead against Kentucky. Knight down the baseline off the glass, even again. What a front. Georgia's played tough games against Notre Dame, against Temple. But there's a different level when you get into
in Lexington. The freshman Brandon Knight floats one up. 5-0 Kentucky. Knight from three. Got it. Defensive mindset change again as they are in an early hole. Knight from three. Book it.
Last 5 games just so far, just giving them absolutely no productivity.
Ross 0 for 3 from the floor. There's a 3 ball. For Kentucky, here's Knight. Knifing. And using the glass.
Ludwig has his shot blocked by Josh Harrelson. This is a Kentucky team that's been excellent blocking shots this year. And shooting the three as Brandon Knight demonstrates guard and LSU's second leading scorer. Knight. Back-to-back triples from Brandon Knight, the freshman.
Becker, the young freshman.
Knight. Oh, how about the shooting today from Kentucky overall? But what that's called on the right foot. That's essentially just short of a stress fracture. Knight saves it. How about that tip pass? How about the follow dunk from Brandon Knight? Even when the threes aren't going down for the Cats.
How about the ball movement, the jump shot, and
where the ball rolled over the midcourt line that is not a backcourt. Wow. Brandon Knight. He got it going with the
defense, the spacing of the dribble drive offense with no post player.
Going to the basket, and Malcolm White couldn't hang on. And that leads to a Brandon Knight three. The second half begins much like Knight behind the screen from Terrence Jones. Buries the three. It's a career high for Brandon Knight.
In this ball game that Alabama wins, something that Kentucky has struggled with sometimes this year.
Knight the drive and off the glass. Battle for the rebound won by Liggins. 3-on-1 if he can get it to somebody on the flanks, and he does. Brandon Knight. Knight for three. Got it. Big shot by the freshman. He's down to it up. Kentucky with a big chance here. Knight, three-pointer. Got it. There's one of the freshmen that we just to the guard right now. They're guarding themselves against this zone. Knight for three. Got it. Didn't even move the net. Huge shot by the 6'3" freshman. And they'll probably lose their 12th ranking as well. Should they lose this game tonight, Brandon Knight's got the first 4 points of the ball game for the Wildcats.
Boy, good.
Gamecocks turn it over. Lamb for three. They keep it alive underneath. And Brandon Knight scores. Jones asking for it down there with R.J. Slauson guarding him now, but they'll take the outside three instead. Brandon Knight either crashing the boards to get those or being in the right place at the right time. Knight scores again. 13 for Brandon Knight. Go.
Jones rolls off a pick. Knight puts up a three and nails it. 20. Trying to force Brandon Knight to his left defensively here, and he does, but he goes all the way around the pick and lays it in.
The half-court defense non-existent by South Carolina in this game.
Here it's 7-2. If you were watching North Carolina State, welcome to Rupp Arena, where the Cats are off to a big start. Georgia might have to have a timeout, and they take one. Mark Fox has seen enough. For it. Kicks it outside. Knight for three. Got it. Brandon Knight. It's 49. And Knight is going to try another one. That time he was wide open. And he's buried two of the threes taken out there. Ashley Judd mark before they take the next shot. Unless Knight gets one right here, and he does.
That was beautiful one-on-one basketball by Brandon Knight. He didn't predetermine what he was.
And when we say 51-7, let's take a second to digest that. 2 years. What a phenomenal job that he's done at Kentucky.
Knight, tough jumper. And Knight, and the foul.
Utilizes the ball screen. How about the left hand? Texas, like Lowell Galindo.
We've been trying to find a hobby for Lowell for years. Knight, he is just lifting Kentucky back into this game.
Kidding me? How about this freshman? Brandon Knight from behind the line. He's taking it to the rim. You know, remember in the first half when Kentucky had...
Knight, now a personal 10.
Penetrates. Only 5'8", but plays a lot bigger than that. Knight. Nice mid-range jumper. Kentucky by 3.
Big time. Isn't it great to hear a kid's got a 4.3 trying to match up in that zone? Lamb could be a real threat against the zone.
He's soaked in Knight as he buries one from the corner. All ranked in the top 20 nationally among incoming freshmen. Knight knocks down another one. This class was great. All coming in and all playing well.
This Wilmington and now Knight.
Shot clock at 1, and Knight hits a 25-footer.
What a big three. I mean, right to score now. You got to really help out. Got to close off driving lanes. Look at that right there. Unbelievable. You're talking about shooting under pressure.
The last foul, by the way, on Kentucky was on Liggins, his third, so we'll keep an eye on that as Brandon Knight is starting to take over.
That's a big-time play. Said it a moment ago. He's got to start looking for some action.
Yeah, that's what Kentucky was hoping for, but they couldn't get that done. So Cantor ruled permanently ineligible, and he'll be playing pro next year. Knight with a deep three. It's a 9-0 run for Kentucky. Harrelson and Liggins on the bench with foul trouble for Kentucky. Brandon Knight, 20 points, 4 threes.
You can give me those 3 any day of the week.
And now it's a 4-on-2. Knight pull up 3. Got it.
But you can't turn it over.
Last trip. Here's Harrelson. 3 comes out, but picked up by Knight. He'll lay it up and in.
To that Y and back to his seat quicker than anyone that's ever done it. That guy's a blur.
Yes, he is.
He's going to adopt that Y quickly.
There's a guy that took his spot. Well, when you do something like this, the best thing to do when it drops through is turn around and look back and say, John, how about that? Williams trying to battle for the rebound, lost the battle to Miller. Now Knight the lob to Harrelson. Boy, you got to give him a little sugar once in a while.
Yeah.
Knight off the glass. What a shot by Brandon Knight. Way up on the Wilson.
Miller. Knight. Brandon Knight knocks it in. One of the Knight. A week ago they played down in Gainesville against the Gators. Knight had a terrific game, but they lose by 2, and that time he floats in with the...
I love his game. I mean, you know he can stretch it deep. Them in front if you're guarding Kentucky. Wow.
Brandon Knight, we talked about that game he had down in Florida where he's from. He's from
Carlson just plugs, doesn't he? Here's a load up. Nice screen.
Great feed on the wing. Finished by Knight and Liggins.
Everything but. Brandon Knight. Great acceleration. Oh, wow. He had two Vandy guys. Jenkins breaker. You need some help. You don't have to whack one another. Look at these two knocked down. The blow by. Take that lights too. There's that screen. Knight for the lead. Wow! What a shot! And that's Harrelson. Such a wide box. Force them to use clock if you're Vandy and get a good shot if you're Kentucky. Not this. This kid is tough. Wow! Again, the dribble handoff.
Make Renardo Sidney move. He's standing right underneath the rim right now, resting. You got to make him move if you're Kentucky.
Brandon Knight went right at him and he backed up.
Screen action. There you go. Make him move. Make him cover it.
Brandon Knight will shoot around that pick and knock down a three.
That's why you do it, Brad. Because he's not going to.
Bucks. Right after Kentucky had gotten its biggest lead of three. Knight trying to answer. They got the roll that time. Brandon Knight double figures with 11. Tried to get a pass inside to Lewis. Stolen away by Kentucky. Brandon Knight scoop shot. Got it. Kentucky leads again.
Boss to try to throw it in the teeth of the defense. Gives Kentucky a run out, something they've really worked on with Brandon Knight. The guy dribbling the ball up the floor, huh? Last place
right there.
Yeah.
There it goes. And there it goes. See last year. He's just matched a career high with a big shot. Knight has the answer on the other end. A couple of freshman guards lighten it up.
And once again, Renardo Sidney just
winning streak, second only to Duke. Knight got the three. 21 for Brandon Knight.
Stops, back-to-back baskets.
Knight. They didn't get the stop, no. And Knight's going to the free throw line to try to pick up a three-point play.
Straight line drives, man. On the wing, and that's a straight line drive. No resistance, and tonight's going to be a good night in Lexington.
Knight crossing over off the glass and banking it home. And crossed up.
Effort and see if you can chip away at this scoreboard.
Blocking foul.
Brandon Knight so aggressive to the rim. Looked like that one basketball team, so Alabama needs to continue to find ways to raise that RPI.
Nice floater
by Kentucky's talent. Back-to-back misses by Kentucky. Knight will try to break the string, and he does with the three. Harrelson off to Knight from the corner. That's a two. He knocks it down. There's a play I'm talking about when Harrelson drives it at Knight. That's a hard play to defend, and they score off that thing 3 out of 4 times. Knight splits the defense off the backboard. Count it. He is really for contact. Used to bother this guy and knock him off of the path during the month of November and December. In conference play, he's gotten much tougher. He's done a good job so far this game, but Terrence Jones, the last 2 possessions, feels good. Nice touch, Brandon Knight. Basketball. You reverse it a couple of times, see if Arkansas break down, and you attack. Brandon Knight, strong move to the basket. Very similar to that right. Go 1-4 and let Brandon Knight go to work. That's a good call. Knight. Yeah, that's a very good call. He calls the spread play, and the 6'3" size of Brandon Knight just gets up over the top of the 6-foot arm. Harrelson off to Knight. Pull-up jumper. That's a 2. 26 for Knight. He's really good. I mean,
his team, and certainly making free throws is one of the ways he can do that.
Here is Knight. And don't you think he's the key for Kentucky today?
Yes, I do. And
really picking up their game really since mid-December. They've really shifted gears, the Gators. Nice move by Knight. Right into defensive.
He's big game from him.
Where they balled off Knight initially, and then the guy left him one-on-one, and that is where Knight exploits the Gator defense inside.
Well, see his quickness. Watch as he takes it and turns quickly. And when he turns away from the defensive help,
Knight. The 3.
Inside. As a result, Kentucky's able to get out and run a little bit, and Brandon Knight
He is an outstanding three-point shooter in transition. In particular, you have to play off of him a little bit so he doesn't take you. What a great job by Florida to come back and this momentum just being sucked out of this crowd. That'll get it back, though.
Brandon Knight, his second three.
Knight got an open three. Brad, you can't go under now. Not on Brandon Knight. You better get on top of that screen, and if you don't,
Knight tripped a little bit in the lane, still got the shot to go.
Brad, remember now, can Vanderbilt guard the ball? Back jersey right now.
Well, they're trying, but Knight's got a little teardrop that goes.
They guarded the ball, Brad, for what, 31 seconds probably of the possession.
Just catches the ball down on the baseline to keep it alive for Knight as he cupped it and then kissed it off the glass.
An isolation for Miller.
Jenkins missed a three. Wildcats coming down, leading by 11. Make it 13.
There's my spurt partner.
The rebound. Brandon Knight, Goins in the way. Book it. That takes it. Knight, and this is for the tie. How about that? Kentucky has fought back from...
They play 6-7 guys. With the shot clock running down, I don't think Brandon Knight knows.
He does now. Bang it on the three. What a shot. Knight has caught fire. 8 points.
Second half to be more aggressive offensively.
Kentucky 3-3 beyond the arc here in the second half. Another three. Knight!
Each other, and so it's really an unbelievable rivalry.
Knight the other way, working into Tatum, and Kentucky is very much
warning space. That's not easy to do because of the overall length of Kentucky's defense.
Nice drive by Brandon Knight.
Who can on Chris Warren. He's sticking with him all over the floor, staying with length.
Brandon Knight. Oh, what a ball fake and shot.
Wow. Timeout while we pick up some lingerie. Wow.
4-point game and a chance to get it down to 2 again. Well, turnover will end that possibility. And Knight will lay it in. And again, a nice ball fake. Gave a little, took a little, and laid it in.
You talk about a slick hand. The East, 21 wins overall. And you look at how they played in January and February. That's good.
Brandon Knight with a beautiful pass to Terrence Jones. And then he leads the cheers on the way down court. After trailing by 12 in this half. Knight pull-up jumper. Got it. Big shot.
And that's their best play. When they go to that dribble handoff action from the elbows and dribble it towards the wing, Brandon Knight is the best guy to finish shot.
Knight pull up from the free throw line. Got it. Big shot again. He's had a couple in the last couple of minutes.
Chris Warren will score a bunch of points for you, but when you go break down film,
Knight, he'll take a three. And got it.
Yeah, he's so good catching the ball, going either direction into his shot. That's unique for a young player.
Semi-final game today. Knight again with a quick release three.
How good can you be out of timeouts in the semifinal?
As the play. And it's Knight on a cut to the basket.
They'll run that about 2, maybe 3 times a game, where Brandon Knight will throw to the...
Knight again around a low block screen. He's got 10 straight like Lamb had in the first half.
Clinton so far, Terrence Jones.
Florida, like they did yesterday, turning it over early. Pull up by Brandon Knight. Knocks it down from 16, and that's a 4-point opener for Kentucky.
A little glimpse of the straight line speed of Brandon Knight.
Out on top as Brandon Knight runs the baseline and got around a pick and got away from Walker and knocked down a three. Boy, that was picture perfect by Brandon Knight.
He was running to his right shoulder on the catch.
After Scotty Wilbekin knocked down a couple of threes. Brandon Knight, the same spot and the same result. Virtually the same play that we saw him knock down.
They'll make 4 or 5 passes. Calipari will see an isolation. There he calls it. That's very well done.
Brandon Knight makes it a 12-point 3, but it's short as most of the three-pointers have been for Florida in this second half. Courtesy of the long arms of the Kentucky defense, and Brandon Knight will put the exclamation point on another Wildcat title.
So much success with it, why would you?
Wow. Knight, crossover lob, and jam! It's Harrelson up top, and a special delivery by Knight. Tied up, tension here in Tampa. 9 seconds left. Knight on the outside, 5 seconds left. Knight with 3, with 2, the runner goes down with 2 seconds to go. Kentucky up by 2. And a timeout called by Princeton.
Knight with his first bucket of the afternoon. Well done on the clock. Look at the big stride, the big step, and what a difficult
8-1 differential that he has against Cal. I said, why are you so successful against him? He just said, well, it's just luck.
Brandon Knight, he was 0 of 7 before.
He understands when they need a bucket, it's time to put your head down and go to the hoop.
And another 3. Knight buries it from the perimeter. Huggins saying, look, we had a guy that could do it himself. We don't have that this year. Wow. Knight with a floater high off the window, and he has looked like a different player. 27th all-time SEC title. Kalichla had it wrestled away. Jones loops it ahead, and Knight, big finish. The acceleration from the freshman.
The game winner against Princeton really has triggered him with the carryover effect. On the floor, and here's the quick steal. Rip it out of there, get it to Knight, and see what happens. Well, some good things are going to happen once again on the break.
And knocked outside, off to the races.
Got to stop it.
Knight shifting gears for the pull-up. Book it.
Oh, boy, he just understands how to play the game.
23 combined in the backcourt for West Virginia. Missoula and Bryant. The spin move by Knight. And the floater goes down for Brandon Knight. Point swing over the last 7 minutes of that first half. Kentucky was in front 26-19. And they get it to Brandon Knight to start things off in this second half.
I think John Calipari was...
They are with a chance to go to the Sweet 16. Lob. Harrelson lays it in and a foul. Good setup by Knight as he went upstairs. Harrelson goes to the free
bump, but Harrelson said, I'll take the hit, and then I'm going to hit that ball right down to the floor. Terrific defensive effort.
Knight fires and hits the 3.
They're streaky. Now all of a sudden, let's see how West Virginia responds. West Virginia against the extension by Harrelson with the big reach, and then they use their defense to go the other end.
15 foul against West Virginia.
There's the help.
Knight. Oh, boy, the running one-hander.
Got him on you.
Not at all.
Knight, though, trying to beat him, and he does. Brandon Knight, his first points of the game. Here's Liggins. Outside 3, yes. Knight. With 15 seconds.
They should go for the last one at about 8 seconds, so they have 7 or 8 seconds.
It's in Knight's hand. He beat Princeton at the gun. Here he shoots. Yes, with 5 seconds. Ohio State racing up the floor. Their season on the line. Buford for the win. No, and Kentucky pulls off the monster upset. Wildcats take out the #1 overall seed of the tournament.
Defense set.
And Knight puts up a 3. Brandon
got him in the pick and roll now. Switched it.
That's Knight stepping up, hits the jumper.
Well, he's textbook Andrew. And he's played 30+ this year already, so.
Knight. Boy, kind of on the knee. He sits. That's another 3. Oh, and it's Knight.
And 2-man basketball here.
Yep, finally Knight takes the shot.
Seems like every time that North Carolina seems to have some momentum this half, Kentucky answers with a 3.
Just like that. Just like that again. Knight. Miller with Henson defending. Back over to Knight, and he hits another killer shot. Brandon Knight. Missed 9 of the last 10. Knight gets that one to go.
Big shot. Kentucky needs him. They feed off of his scoring and his energy.
No, he covers ground quickly.
Reminds me a little bit of Steve Smith in our studio as Knight gets his second in a row to go. But that length of Jeremy Lamb.
Studio set.
I'll tell you what, I can't get enough shots of Big Blue. Blue 2 you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that floater for Knight. That ends an 8-point.
The high post. He can pick like he did right there, freeing up Brandon Knight.
There you go. Knight with the 3.
Brandon Knight. But I think if this thing stays tight, Jim, as Knight goes all the way to the rim, I would expect Kentucky to look to isolate Terrence.